both
What's going
wearing
on,
white
Paul?
today.
What are we talking about today?
Summer has arrived. We're both wearing white.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going for.
One of
What's
the
that?
most important. What are we talking today? We're talking about one of the most important things to do in sales.
We
That
are.
a lot of people forget to do.
What is that?
Lowering resistance.
Oh. So is resistance, tell me about a bit of resistance, and then I have a question for you after that. Like, what's resistance? And I think we've spoken about it before, but.
We have talked about resistance before. Resistance is when someone gives you an argument and you counter argue, and then you're going to build resistance. You're building a wall.
Right.
So, for example, if you come into a car dealership and I say, I've got the perfect car for you, blah, 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 and you say, and you're the buyer, and you say, well, actually, I'm not 100% sure I need that car. And then, so right away, you're telling me you're not sure, and then I keep trying to convince you. Then I'm building resistance because you're saying, well, why is this guy trying to convince me? Now, if I'm lucky, I might convince you. I might, but there's resistance there to you wanting to hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the most important thing to do is to lower resistance. So what was that question you had?
The question was like, is resistance kind of always part of your sales process? And let me maybe explain. I think there's evident resistance, obvious ones like you're too expensive and so on and so forth. But then I'm wondering, is there kind of this, what's called passive resistance, where most people at some point will encounter some sort of a blockage that could prevent your sale? I don't know if that made sense, but
you said a few things that were really important. Resistance is often passive. It's often very quiet. It's often just someone giving you an opinion, and you're trying to counter that opinion. They might not violently or openly. I think it was better before, Fab. We could see your face better.
Yeah, but I don't want his picture that's showing up in the video.
Oh, okay. All right. So and so what that does is that resistance can be very passive. It can be very it often is passive. It's often very light. People don't even realize sometimes they have resistance. If you're trying to argue with someone a different point, you often just go into giving your other side, the other side of the argument. And the best way to lower resistance for people to listen to you is really to acknowledge and respect that person's opinion, which we often don't do.
Okay, so to honor and respect some of these opinions. So if we agree that if we accept that a lot of the resistance is passive, that's one. So that means it's probably showing up through various things the person is saying or stuff that they're doing or not doing, right? Like showing up late for a call, ditching you, like being a no-show type of thing, or stuff like...
I mean more resistance in a conversation. I mean more that if I say to you, Fab, I've just presented to you why you should be buying this great little pig here, and I say to you, Fab, you ready to go? And you say to me,
I need to think about it.
Okay, and then I say, why do you need to think about it? Don't you like the little pig? Is it price wrong? What is it? What is it you need to think about? Why don't you buy it now?
I don't know. I don't know if I need it.
Of course you need it. You need it on your windowsill in the back there. You really need this little pig. You want to buy it?
I don't know. We'll see. I'll get back to you. I'll think about it and I'll get back to you.
But why aren't you making your decision now? You should buy it now. You need it on that little windowsill. Do you want to buy it?
I don't know. I tell you, I'll think about it.
Okay. So of course this is an extreme example, right? But
yeah.
How did you feel? Seriously, how did you feel when I was pushing you? Were you annoyed?
Annoyed.
But did you also feel like you felt like I was sort of pushing you, right?
Yeah.
I was pushing. I was being very pushy. So now let's do that again. Now I will lower your resistance. But give me the first initial answer the same as you did. So Fab, are we ready to go?
Well, I need to think about it.
Okay, I understand. How much time do you need to think about it?
Give me a week or so.
Okay, fair enough. And perfect. You know, of course, I'll call you in a week and we'll talk then. But before I let you go, do you mind just telling me what it is you're going to think about?
Well, I just want to make sure that, it's actually something I do need for my windowsill. I know we need to spruce things up in the house, but, I just need to make sure that it's not like an impulse purchase.
Okay. And why do you think it would be an impulse purchase?
Because I haven't really looked at other stuff. I want to ensure maybe there's something better for my windowsill.
Okay, so you want to go look at the competition. I understand. Okay. And what is it that you'd be looking for in the competition that you think might interest you?
I don't know. I'm just looking to make sure I'm getting the best deal, like nothing. I'm not looking for anything specific, just making sure that it's the best deal.
Okay. So getting a good deal on the little pig is very important to you.
Yeah.
So, okay, now, how did you feel that second time? I got all the same. I mean, I didn't get quite as much information the first time as I got the second time, but did you feel less pushed?
Yeah, because we were just continuing the conversation, right? You're just asking what I need to think about and why. You kind of ask the same questions, really, like, what are you going to think about? Why do you need to think about it, type of thing. There's just more conversational as opposed to just kind of pushing.
And what's the first thing I did? I respected your time delay. The first thing I said to you was, of course, take a week to think about it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that was the first thing where you said to yourself, okay, he's not going to push me to buy today, because he said take the week to think about it. And that's lower. I mean, it's a very simplistic example, of course, but that's lowering resistance. That's lowering resistance, and that's one thing that a lot of salespeople don't do. They don't lower resistance. They're incapable of. They just go right into arguing or into explaining why the person needs to get it right away, and then you're going to increase resistance because people are going to say, "Hey, whoa! I'm not ready right now. I don't want to feel pushed or pressured." So removing the pressure will lower the resistance. Now,
so why do you think? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Why do you think salespeople kind of have that instinct, let's call it that, reflex of like trying to push through as opposed to take a step back a bit?
I don't think it's just salespeople. I think it's everybody.
Right.
And I'll we've had conversations where you and I have had resistance, but what salespeople need to learn is you can't sell to someone if there's resistance, and if you're pushing hard, you're just going to increase the resistance.
Yeah.
In your day-to-day life, it might not matter that much because you're not trying to. It's not life or death, or you're not trying to sell something to your. So often you're just willing to walk away and say, well, look, he doesn't think the way I do, or I'm just going to do it anyways, or it's the way it is. So
yeah.
But I think this is one of those stories, again, that applies to everyone at any level. If you're trying to convince someone of an opinion or of a situation, you need to lower the resistance first, and you need to show them that you respect them.
Yeah.
Or else they won't interact with you, and you won't get the required result. And it's particularly important in sales because you're trying to sell them something that is important to them, you hope, or you're trying to make them see that this is something that's going to be beneficial to what they need. But if they just go in there pushing something, then you're just saying, okay, this guy's just trying to get his commission check or his sale, and it doesn't really matter what it's going to do for me, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think, from experience, what I've seen is I think, film sales reps get very emotional about their sales, especially resistance tends to come, not always, but like later on in the like either very early in the process, which is maybe more off-putting, and then later on in the process, right, you've invested all this time on this new deal and blah, 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 and then things seems to be going well. Then all of a sudden, like, boom, I need to start thinking about it. And you kind of get pissed off, right, as a person, because you put in all this energy for the past, however long your sales process is, like months. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're going to sign. And then, oh no, now I need to think about it.
So
I
people
think
get
there's an
frustrated.
emotional
Exactly.
component.
If the salesperson gets emotional, gets frustrated, so then they just start pushing, and they when you push, almost a human reaction. If you push someone to do something, they're going to pull back, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you let them know that you're not pushing them and it's their decision, the chances of you finding out why they're pulling back are much higher, first of all. And secondly, if there is a chance of you getting through, you will get through, because you'll eventually ask the questions and give that person the confidence to feel that they're on your side, right?
Yeah.
That you're on their side.
Cool.
So that's, in a nutshell, very quickly, but there's resistance all around us all the time. When you probably experienced this a lot, we all have that friend who, when you were a kid, was always trying to get you to do stuff, and you didn't always want to do it. And they say, "Oh, come on, why don't you want to do it?
Yeah.
You're scared, you're this, you're that." And most of the time you're just like, this guy's just a jerk. But what if you just said, okay, well, why don't you want to do it? What is it? And that once in a while you had that friend who was really smart and said, listen, what's the problem? Well, I'm scared to take that, 6-foot jump off the diving board. Okay, why?
Sure.
Well, I think I might hurt myself. Well, why?
Yeah.
Okay, then, and that's what the teacher does. That's what the coach does. And, that's what the smart friend does. It's trying to get you something that's, hopefully not dangerous. But, that's what you do. But if you're just trying to bully someone into, and some people use the bullying technique in sales, and it mostly doesn't work, and if it works,
it's probably not a good.
It's just,
Probably doesn't start off the relationship on the right foot either.
No, exactly.
All right, cool. That was good.
Yeah, it was good. Thanks, Fab.
Thank you. I gotta let you go. We'll
White
talk soon.
shirt on.
Take care.
In our summer weather. See you later, buddy. Thanks.
Bye.